built it, and so many people participated in it, and like, at that time, like, nothing was really happening, and no one was really doing anything, and it allowed then people to kind of like focus on the content that I was putting out, and I was consistently putting out content every day. And even though it was like extensive, but I guess what I'm trying to say is it just takes like one big moment for me, or rather it took that moment, and from there I kind of just like never dropped the ball. I was just kind of like on it, because I just knew that like, wow, if this is happening right now, then what more is there in store for me? So yeah, it's a process though, but it's definitely achievable.
Achievable. Makes sense, and I think it speaks a lot to that idea of like how long it takes to become an overnight success, and like all the hours that go into it. We're going to move on to audience questions pretty soon, but I did want to just ask you, because your name came up earlier in a different panel, it was also related to brand deals, and we had someone from ATC that was talking about how, what the experience is like working with you, that there's a value add to it, that was like, it was positive, right, because it is an espresso brand. And so, do you have any tips, or at least, if you're a brand or agency, what are they getting when they get you from a business perspective, whether it's a communication perspective or an actual content perspective? Because it sounded like you were doing something different.
Sure. I think the main thing that I do is I only work with brands that I like, am very passionate about, and I think you can't lie to people about like liking something. If you don't like something, then it's gonna show. And this might sound like a bit crazy, but the one thing that I really do, and I think what makes brands kind of like value me, is I do create like value add content. If I get a contract and it says like one Instagram reel, I will go above and beyond that. And it's just because like I can, but also because I love my coffee machine, by the way. I love my coffee machine, and it'll always be in my content, whether it's a completely unrelated video, it's gonna be there because I genuinely like feel very strongly about it. So I think just going, brands can see it when you go the extra mile, and brands can see it when you're passionate about what you're ideally selling, because you can't fake that. Communicate with the brands and let them know your ideas as well. Let them know that you care about the objectives being met. And I think that's a very important thing for me. I don't work with any brand unless they sit down with me and they tell me why I'm on the campaign. Like, I know I've got the numbers, but what am I adding? Like what's missing? I don't want to just be like a big influencer. No, I wanna know that, okay, cool, this is the objective. This is what I'm gonna do to meet that, and I think that's contributed a lot to my success. And but there's a lot. Like you really need to be. I think social media is tricky because it seems like you're just winging it. It seems like, oh, I'm just gonna film like a morning in my life, But there's so much like afterthoughts, and there's so much care that goes into like what you put out. You need to. I sit down and I even if it's like a vlog, even I sit down and I plan like, this is what I'm gonna do on Monday, this is what I'm gonna do on Tuesday, and try and add the brands that I'm working with. If I want to showcase like my espresso machine and I've got an opportunity to shoot with them, then I'll add it in the vlog, and I'm gonna add my reaction to when I first opened the coffee machine, and then when I post a reel on my Instagram. Like it's all a story. It ties together. So I think that's also when you're believable as a creator. You can't just like get a coffee machine and then you post one reel about it, and then it's like, okay, pay me my money.
I think are valuable points.
Yeah, it does feel like a lot of work, and it sometimes does feel like, do I know my value? But I promise you, it goes so much a long way. Than because you can get like one campaign where you do like 3 deliverables, 2 that you weren't supposed to do, but because you're gonna, they're gonna come back for more because they're so impressed with you. And you don't have to do that all the time as well. You don't have to create like gang content, but because you've already established that I love this brand, it's probably something that you're gonna do at the beginning only, and you can just move forward with like the deliverables that they've set.
Makes sense. And I'm also hearing you say that there's a lot of like unseen work behind it, and then when it's delivered well, it just seems like, oh, that was
Yeah.
That was quite.
I always say like, so even if you're not like a luxury influencer, like you need to care. Like if I'm filming a makeup video and I've got like a chaotic background or whatever, it takes away from the potential that your video could have had. Like, you know, that luxe feel is something, just tidy up the space, wipe down the makeup products, that's what you
attention.
do. You need to
Like
pay
saying about
attention.
like trying to get the